Hello and welcome to another Web Manager demonstration. In this one we're going to demonstrate relative positioning. Now don't worry about the what that means at the moment, because the best way to explain it is just to show you. So what I've got here is a typical scenario that you might find yourself in. I know other users have found themselves in this situation where they've got a long text box in the middle of the page. So it's full of useful information that they've entered that's it's relevant to the page, but they've discovered they want to start putting new things in the middle, so they need to break the text box up, which is exactly what I need to do with this one. So what I'm going to do is first thing I'm going to do is make this text box relatively positioned. So whilst it's highlighted, I click Properties, I go to Position, and I set positioning there to Relative, and click Apply. Okay, now it has a value of 0 pixels on the X coordinate and 0 pixels on the Y coordinate. I'm just going to move it in to about 200 pixels on the X coordinate. There we go. Just nudge it into place. Okay, I'm going to split this into 3 different text boxes. So I'm going to split it just above activities around AUKS, and I'm going to split it again at forts and museums. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to copy it twice. So whilst it's highlighted, I click Copy, then I click Paste, and as you can see, it's put another one directly underneath. And if I click Paste again, it's put another one. So now I have 3 identical text boxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the first one, open the text editor, and scroll down to this where I'm going to split it and just remove all the text that I don't need. So I've highlighted there, and now I've removed it. Okay, so now I need to bring the text box back up. Now this is a good demonstration of relative positioning. You see, as I drag the bottom of the top text box, the other one follows up the page. So this means from now on, when I add more information into this text box, as I probably will, it will just start pushing the next text box further down the page. So it avoids us getting any overlapping. Okay, so now I'm going to click on this one, open the text editor, and I'm going to remove everything above activities around AUKS. There we go. Just put my cursor in there. There we go. Bring that to the top. And I was also going to split it at forts and museums, so I'm going to remove forts and museums from the bottom of the text box. There we go. Now if I just click Apply, now I've got activities around AUKS, and I just need to bring the bottom of this text box back up, and again you can see the bottom, the last text box, following it back up the page. There we go. So that is neaten that one out. So now I just need to remove all the duplicated text in this one. So if I scroll over everything, right down to forts and museums there, and I hit backspace. Let's bring that back up to the top. Click Apply. Okay, so from the live perspective, when you view this page live on the web, not an awful lot would have changed, but when it comes to editing the page in the future, it'd be an awful lot easier than it was before, when we want to add things in between. For example, so now I've got my 3 text boxes. So if I want to add another text box, now that's come in absolute. So what I do is I go Properties, Position, Relative, click Apply, and you'll see it's disappeared. It's left that little T up there, but don't worry about that. It's sent this text box right down to the bottom of the page now, because its Y position is 0, but that's relative to the bottom of the previous text element. When I say previous, I mean the last one that we imported into the page or pasted into the page. Okay. Now I'm just going to enter some random text in this just for demonstration, and I'm going to use the Lorem Ipsum generator to do that. So I've clicked that one. Let's put some Latin text in there that got no understanding of. But just for demonstration, you can see that's put it at the bottom, but I don't want it at the bottom. I want it to be the second text box. I want it to be the second bulk of text in the page. So what I do now is I use these arrows to change the order. So if I click up, it's brought forts and museums to the bottom. Click up again. Now it's put exactly where I want it to be. So there might be many situations where you want to add text to your page, or you want to add an image to your page. So we'll try adding an image as well. Okay, so let's add that picture of the mountains I just saw there. Let's bring that one into the page. Okay, so now I want to go properties, position, same as the text box, change it to relative again. Put it straight down the bottom, so I'm just going to align that so it's more central. Now again, I've got these arrows, so I can change the order. So I can click up, and I click up again, and I can bring that into my, just below my previous Latin text box there. Okay, so I hope that helps you understand relative positioning. So if I get this text box here, and I want to stretch it, you can see it just pushes everything else further down the page. So there's no overlapping going on. If there was if these were all positioned absolutely, as I push this one down, this one would stay still, so this would just cover up that one. I'll show you an example of what I mean. If I bring this text box in, that's positioned absolutely. So it's absolute positioning. And I'm going to put some random text in that one as well. Okay, so now I've got an absolutely positioned text box, and now I'm going to bring in another one. Okay, so now it makes sense to do this. At first, you just drag it so it's underneath the first one, so they don't overlap. But then, if I go into this and edit it and add another paragraph at the end, oh look, it's overlapped. So this is the whole point. If I do the same in this one, apply, all it's done is extended the text box, so it pushes everything further down the page. So for long-term maintenance of your web pages, relative positioning is absolutely essential. So don't get caught up in the technicalities of it. Don't worry about the meanings of different words that we use. Just know that the relative positioning makes life easier. And I hope that's been informative. We will be introducing more tutorials on different types of positioning in your web page, and maybe the best way to construct a web page. So I hope that's been helpful. If you've got any questions, please email me at lawrence@webwham.co.uk, and I'll be happy to answer any of your queries. Otherwise, thanks for watching.